Hi, I'm Dr. Angela Moore and welcome to my video blog on staffing levels. Well, when it comes to staffing levels, there are 3 questions you need to ask. How many staff do you need on at what time? How many staff do you need to meet the workload? And thirdly, what is your current capacity? When it comes to the question, how many staff do I need on at what times? This is all about assessing your workload. Once you have your workload, you can convert it into man-hours. If you have a flat workload, you just need to know how many staff you need on at what time. If you have a time-independent workload, you just need to know the overall yearly workload. If you have a variable workload, you need to make an assessment of the workload for every hour of every day. E.g., if you have a factory and you want a production line with 5 stations where you need a person to always be there, then you need 5 staff on at all times. Then you convert this into man-hours, so 5 people means 5 man-hours. Then you take the number of hours you want it to be operational, so if it's open all the time, all the way through the year, there are 365 days and 24 hours in a day. Therefore, multiplying these 2 values together, you get 8,760. If we multiply it by us needing 5 people on, that gives us a workload of 43,800 man-hours for the year. If you'd like to know more about assessing your workload, you can attend a CDES technology training course, or you can have us assess your workload as part of our bespoke consultancy. So when it comes to the question, how many staff you need, this is really the second question you need to be asking yourself after you've assessed what your workload is. If you're understaffed, then you'll always be stressed because you're trying to get too much done and people can't be there all the time. It means your customers become disgruntled due to lack of service, and you'll also end up with a high overtime bill. On the other hand, if you're overstaffed, you'll always be inefficient. Your staff will always be fatigued due to being underworked instead of overworked, and your operation will be limiting your profits. So when it comes to calculating your workload, what you need is your contract details, what staff you need, what skills you need, your absence statistics, and then you can work it out. Our calculation, as well as detailed worked examples, are included in our book, How to Manage Your Shift Pattern. Or, if you'd like, our ebook is available on Amazon for calculating how many staff you need. We also do this calculation as part of your business health check and any bespoke consultancy. If you'd like to know more, please get in touch with our website. Knowing how many staff you need is vital. It will allow you to make better decisions and to justify them. So questions like how much overtime will be required, what capacity can be increased to, will the current capacity allow for new work? Are your staff under or overworked? Can project work and training be fitted into the schedule? Does the workforce need to be increased or reduced? These are all vital questions which you will need to ask yourself when it comes to budgetary concerns. Third question, what is my current capacity? Most operations are not greenfield sites, so we have to work with what we have. Knowing how many staff you need is all well and good, but if the operation can't afford that staffing level, or you don't want to lose key skills just because of current lull in the workload, then you need to know what your current capacity is. Your capacity is based on how much you can produce given a set of amount of people, equipment and infrastructure. Whilst working out your capacity with a given amount of equipment and infrastructure is easy, the people part is far more complicated. Predicting the amount of production a group of people will produce is difficult because of holidays, absences and rules governing the operation. We take all these factors into consideration in order to estimate your current capacity, give advice on how you could increase this capacity if required, make the operation more efficient, make the most of your budget and improve your performance by prioritising workload. It's not just manufacturing operations which need to know their capacity. Service operations need to know too, and due to the complicated nature of people management, most use trial and error as opposed to the detailed calculation. Trial and error is all perfectly valid model, however the errors are expensive. If you err on being overstaffed, it is inefficient. If you err on being understaffed, it could lead to loss of customers, lower profits because the work is not completed. We can take any operation and do an assessment of the workload or predict your future workload. Then calculate how many staff you need, what your current capacity is, what the maximum capacity would be given any number of staff, and advise you on how to maximise your efficiency. Capacity estimation is a standard part of our business health check. We also do these calculations as part of our bespoke consultancy. If you'd like to discuss this topic with us, please call or email to find out how we can help you. Thank you for listening.